York Giants. This fielded at the 2. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And now past it. And now look at him go. He's at the 30. 10. Touchdown, Packers. Tevin Coleman, 78 yards. And the Packers have taken the early lead. Crosby connects on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The first carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Blake Martinez. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Here's Coleman. He spins free. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Tevin Coleman, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. And it's good to make it 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
Detroit!
He'll look to throw. He'll get this out to Barkley complete. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A first down carry for Barkley. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
From their own 40 to the other 40. The gain of 20 leads to 1st and 10. Here's a give to Barkley. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football. Let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
18 yards the gain for number 18. A handoff to Barkley. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
Here we go now. Blue Lightning.
They're going to look to throw. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
Back to throw here. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They begin the drive with Coleman. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards. Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
To throw is Rodgers. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Now stopped him in his tracks. And now out come the Giants. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy. What do you think, Brandon? I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Giants with the football here as we begin quarter number 2. They've got a 3rd down and a yard to start things out. They'll try and sneak it here. So call that no gain on the sneak, and now they're still a yard short here on 4th.
No gain? Quarterback sneak? No gain? Aren't you supposed to get something out of that?
And needed a full yard there. He's got a first down and more past the 30. And some room to maneuver. He's at the 40, 20, 10. Touchdown, Giants. Saquon Barkley, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Giants able to get this back within a touchdown. Rosas good with the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. Rosas now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
A good pickup there, a 22. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. Rodgers to throw on 3rd and 1. He finds Coleman. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
The ball gets bumped up. It's now 2nd and 4 after the penalty.
Over here.
After the penalty, it's Jones. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Now Jones. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at them with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop them.
Now they'll throw with Rodgers. And they will score. It's a Packer touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Packers add on to their lead. Crosby with the extra point, and it's now 21-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. New York set to take the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
They'll start out on the ground, and Saquon Barkley. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Gone! All right, here we go. 3:19.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to East Rutherford, but first this timeout. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Blake Martinez. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half. And you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest. We're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. But he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Kareem Martin in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
58.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. That's caught inside the 20. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. Rodgers to his tight end Graham on a big one. 45 yards. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. Shotgun now for Rodgers. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Now the Giants will stop play as they take a timeout defensively. As they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Here's Rodgers. Steps away to his left. Got a man open. It's Adams. Touchdown, Green Bay. Davante Adams, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. And this one through the uprights and good. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded about a yard deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Josh Jones. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there.
Touchdown, Packers. In for the score. And the Packers add on to their lead.
Heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And a rout is on here in this first half. And that one carries out of the side of the end zone here. So it's a touchback and bring it out to the 25. The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They begin with a run by Barkley. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Well, earlier this half, you were wondering how they were going to defend him. I think you used the term bottle him up at different levels. They've struggled to do that.
They certainly have, because when you see them approach, in order to bottle them up at different levels, that front line's got to take care of business. Otherwise, he's...
The Giants on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Gone!
Now back to throw. Airing it deep for Fowler. That's caught at the 25. The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Looking for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we've come to half, and we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
So 2nd in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker.
Lucky 56.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good kick up there, 22.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. They'll look to throw here on first down. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
Gone!
They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Now he'll let it go. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Give him 30 yards there.
Back there, Philly. Here we go.
They'll try and run forward with Barkley. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Looking to throw. Dancing to his left. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Benny Fowler, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Giants are able to cut into this lead. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
4 down. Green 18.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Marcus Golden in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Here we go. 58.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. Going up top. And this is caught at the 20. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 68 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
Here's Coleman on the toss. A spin. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Tevin Coleman, a 16-yard touchdown run. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now. No question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
All right, now, look at 56.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Flush to his... And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Zadarius Smith able to drop him for a loss of 4.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction.
Let's go.
I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you're doing a big wet.
And that's caught inside the 30. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25.
Well, they just treated 3rd and long as simply an opportunity to make an even bigger play. Normally, you're just trying to pick up the first down, and you know where the sticks are. They took this thing way downfield. Confidence in the receivers to go up and make a play, even with defenders around them.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. He'll look to throw. And it's caught. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Evan Ingram with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Giants are able to draw a bit closer. Rosas now to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They will run again with Coleman. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Coleman. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Another good run there, and now we're seeing an offense that's imposed its will on a defense. When we talk about that all the time, what does it really mean? It means that the guys on the offensive line, they feel like they can do whatever they want. They're in the huddle saying, run it again. Give us another chance to smack someone and create some space. On the defensive side of the ball, not only have they imposed their will against you, you're almost powerless to figure out what you're doing there, but you got to keep your spirit up at the same time, and they're taking that too.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
That's fine. Yeah. Wide left. Check. Box it.
On play action. Now Rodgers. He's going to float this one deep right side. And not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
Then we got to give a little tip of the cap for the defense there. Zone coverage, locked it in tight, made it really difficult because they tried the crossing route against it, and it worked for a completion, but you have to know where the sticks are on 3rd down. Didn't get beyond them. No pickup.
To throw, it's Rodgers. That's caught inside the 20. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Fourth down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. They'll toss it to Coleman. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10. Good gain there on 1st down. It keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it, incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
And Crosby puts it through, and that will extend their lead even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. New York set to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And this one is incomplete. The intended target was Corey Coleman. And it's 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Blake Martinez. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. This is caught, and he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. First target, first catch, and a 1st down. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Zoom. Oko, over here.
Now Rodgers. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Now Crosby for the point after. Crosby connects on the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. New York set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. It's a big-time play there for the G-Men. 47 yards. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Back to throw now on 1st down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Za'Darius Smith in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Back to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Josh Jones. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Rodgers looking to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Rolling to his left. Now he'll turn and throw deep back to the other side of the field. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Box it, box it, box it, box it.
Rodgers now going to throw again. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter, maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. That is caught inside the 5. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And again, it's Rodgers. Being chased out left. And he's got it. 3 yards. yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That could give you a big boost going forward in the season.